Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to Disarranged Talk Show. Joining you live from B More and the D, your hosts, Andrew and Matt. Please like, subscribe, and comment.
What's going on, brother?
How are you, my friend?
Love the intro, right?
Hey, it sounded great. I think it all worked out. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well. Doing well. It's Friday, so
We're here.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Is Bruno's water bowl full?
I think it's like a quarter full. But I got the mute button handy and I know how to work it now. So
Well, that is how are you, my friend? How was your week?
it was good, man. It really wasn't that bad. Couple things here and there at work, but yeah, no, it was nice. It was a nice week. It seems like summer's dwindling down, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So kind of get that feeling, and then I think we have one more holiday, Labor Day, and then that's it. So it'll be it'll be Christmas before you know it.
Yeah, the weather here in Maryland's really nice, so it's kind of I like this time of year where it's the humidity's kind of gone, and you kind of just wear a hoodie and a pair of shorts. It's nice out. So
no, yeah, it's not bad.
All right, pal. Well, listen, why don't you hop in the driver's seat, and we're going to hop into tonight's news and current events.
Yes, sir.
And now, your news and current events with Matt G.
So I got 3 topics tonight for our current events. We'll go ahead and hop into the first one right off the bat.
Your news and current events with Matt G.
Mr. R. Kelly. Mr. R. Kelly. Okay. He is on trial. I'll give you a backstory. He was tried and charged the first time in 2008 with 23 counts of child pornography, sexual abuse, and obstruction of justice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was acquitted of all charges, came back, charged again 2019. Again, they got him for 53 charges of child abuse, child pornography, and obstruction of justice. Now, if you're wondering why the obstruction charges, it's because he was directly influencing these young ladies not to testify or, to falsely testify. So what struck me this week when I saw this, there was a headline that his goddaughter was testifying. Obviously, former goddaughter. Yes, his goddaughter was testifying about their sexual encounters when she was 15. So, yeah, this guy is the lowest of low, man. I don't know.
So wait, his goddaughter testified against him, saying that.
So that she started when she was 15. If you've seen the Netflix documentary Surviving R. Kelly,
I have.
Yeah, it's very disturbing, and it'll probably keep you up if you watch it at night. So she is in there, and you see the portion of it. It's just so sad. It's so sad. So hopefully,
do you think it's the money, and then it's the power that they feel that they have with their status and all of that?
I don't know. I mean, some of this stuff, yes, where you have some cases where celebrities or athletes or whatever push the envelope and might do something like that. This guy has obvious issues. He's a freaking predator.
Right.
There's no, money, power. He's a predator. He needs to be locked up. So he got 50 years.
Nice.
50 years. Now he's going to go stand trial again in Chicago on same charges. So good. Yeah, I hope they find him. Yeah.
Well, they're going to get him. Like this is not the last we've heard of this in this case.
No.
He's going to be locked up forever, but it's not the last we hear of this.
No, not at all. Yep. So that's it for Mr. Kelly. Let's jump into the next.
Bye, Kelly.
Yeah, he's done. And hopefully he never sees the light of day. So my next topic, I saw a report this week that former Vice President Mike Pence was asked during a breakfast if he would testify during the January 6th hearings. Now, it would be unprecedented for a vice president to testify to Congress, but he actually said he would if he was asked. And this kind of, if you don't know the whole backstory, there is a fractured relationship between him and former President Donald Trump, and it actually happened right around that time during what they call the insurrection. I think President Trump felt like Mike Pence didn't stand up for what was going on and what they were doing, and so
Is this about a specific event that he's like? What I don't.
January 6th. So January 6th.
Okay, so yes, January 6th when they all rushed the White House. Now
that wasn't the White House. They wouldn't have made it in the White House.
Excuse me, the Capitol.
Yeah, the Capitol building.
Going to now testify for what?
He's not going to. He said he would. He would. So this is all bubble up stuff, like to add some fizz, because Mike Pence is going to run for president 2024.
Okay. So
okay, and then you have DeSantis, and you have possibly Trump as well. So
I know nothing of all this. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but they have an extremely fractured relationship, and so we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen or what's going to come of these January 6th hearings. I have no idea. It'll be interesting. I don't know. So I know that people that were arrested on that day, they're still sitting in jail. So
okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
All right.
So, and let me get you to our last topic. This is actually a follow-on from a previous topic. Mr. Deshaun Watson. We talked about him like I think 3 months ago. Okay, he's a NFL player. He started playing for the Houston Texans. He was recently traded to the Cleveland Browns, where he signed a massive $250 million guaranteed deal. Now, in between this, what's interesting is in between this time, Mr. Watson had 23 civil suits against him on sexual conduct or sexual assault against female massage therapists. All of them.
Wow.
All of them were female massage therapists. So,
wow.
And it's all basically the same thing, that he forced their hands on him, on his penis, and did his thing. Well, he faced.
Did he have
23? Yeah. So I mean, right.
But why isn't he locked up forever?
Okay, so he 2 grand juries refused to bring charges against him, and I think a lot of it was, I watched a Real Sports with Brian Gumbel on HBO. A lot of it was some of those girls, I think about 10 of them, continue to speak to him after the alleged incidents.
After they reported, after they whistle blew or whatever, they
right
relationship.
And I think a couple of them actually saw him again for massages.
Oh,
yeah. So I think that's where the case really broke, was
they thought it was a money grab.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, I tend to believe maybe where there's smoke, there's fire, but who knows, right? But the fact that they continued to have contact with him, he has text messages, about them having sex and stuff like that. It kind of throws their case for a loop. So,
you want to, what's crazy is like these are the people that we kind of choose to idolize in an athletic in an athletic sense.
Yeah.
And jersey sales are all, it's just all an image what people see on TV behind closed doors. Everything, it's a completely different story, right? Like this is
Right.
this is a huge thing in sports.
It goes back to the old saying, you really don't know somebody, right? You think you know somebody, but you really don't really know people until you get behind closed doors. So he got 11 game suspension. This is the final. He got an 11 game suspension, a $5 million fine, and the NFL was able to give that to him because they saw that there was enough evidence there for bad conduct. So he'll sit out. Yeah, none of it makes sense. So if he was innocent and he didn't do anything, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll sit out the first 11 games. He's going to pay $5 million out of that 250 that was guaranteed, and then he'll come back, and I'm sure it'll all go away.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate the news and entertainment for this evening. Tonight, I would like to talk about our guest who we're going to be having on is United States Marine Corps veteran Andrew Rodriguez. Andrew's from Western New York. He served alongside Matthew and I in Romeo Battery, 5th Battalion, 10th Marines. So shout out to any Romeo cats that are watching and supporting us right now. We really do appreciate it. Dude, nothing but great things to say about our buddy Rodriguez. He's got a great story.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to having him on tonight, which is long overdue. Matt, thoughts?
Rodriguez, or he's just a spitball fire, like lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? A lot of times I remember, like, even the deployment workup, he just always had energy when no one else had it. He was motivated. He's just a great guy. I know he's got a great story and testament of his life, and I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Well, without further ado,
tonight's guest,
Andrew Rodriguez, everybody.
What's good, guys?
Rod, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not a lot. Working, living life.
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Well, you look great. It's a pretty big gun safe. Is that safe to say?
It's gun safe. Yeah.
It's where the goods are at.
Okay. Yeah. It's all where those are the Nerf guns are at. Is that what they are?
Yep.
I don't think there's Nerfs in there.
Dude, relax. Yes, there's always Nerf guns in it. How's your week going, buddy?
Good, man. Good. I started with a new company for a new pipeline job we're doing, and it's been good. I mean, it was a real short week because I started on a Wednesday, but happy to be back to working and making money.
Now, with things like that, and because I know you're kind of on and off jobs frequently, that's something that you get onto a job, you can just kind of fall right back into and like hop on, and exactly kind of what and where and how to move.
Right. I mean, the work's all very similar. No matter what project you go to, it's all very similar work. The guys are, you might run into a bunch of guys you worked on previous jobs, so the camaraderie with other guys is always there. Some companies run things a little bit different here and there, but for the most part, it's the same stuff. I mean, it's kind of like training, repetition. You do it so many times.
Yep.
You're used to everything. So yeah, this company now, it's a nice small company. It's not too many guys. So yeah, just gonna be busting butt and trying to make some money.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
To give a little bit of a backstory and context to some of the conversations we're going to have tonight. We're coming around the time of year where I don't know about you two, but things I think emotionally start changing within us. We start realizing that we're headed towards a time that and an event that happened to us three and also a bunch of other people.
Sure.
October 26, 2009, myself, A-Rod, and Matt here, and along again with others, experienced something that, less than 1%, I would imagine, of the population, even in active combat, would have experienced. And it kind of left some scar tissue internally amongst us all. I think I can speak for us all there. Matt, can you give us some of your recollection of October 26, 2009? Maybe, a little bit of what you saw through your lenses. No pun intended.
No. Yeah. It's, is we were on QRF that night, and which is quick reaction force. For those of you who don't know the acronyms, but when you do changeover with offgoing QRF, we're ongoing. You're supposed to fill up the trucks. You have 3 days of food, 3 days of water in the trucks. Make sure you have ammo, all that good stuff. I remember they came back. I don't remember what they were doing, but they came back so late. We're like, well, let's hit it up in the morning, right?
Right.
And I went that night. I was on the phone because by the time we were getting ready to leave, I think the next month. So they had a phone center there. Got done on the phone, came back to our hooch, which is where we sleep, for those who don't know, and laid down. And I remember, I thought I was talking to Rob, but I don't remember who it was. And I was talking to somebody, and I heard this explosion. It wasn't just an explosion. It was like I could feel it in my diaphragm, was so deep. And I'm like, okay, well, someone's going to come running in here. And then, we got the call for QRF up, and it's those mixed emotions of you're kind of excited, because you don't know what the situation is, obviously, right? Well, obviously somebody's hurt because there's an explosion. We're headed out there. It's blackout. We got MVGs on, so your adrenaline's pumping. And then, we get to the crash site, and, it's just sights, sounds, smells, all kinds of stuff that you never forget, and you hope you never see ever again.
I remember hearing, I think, Rodriguez, you running into the tent, QRF up, screaming. I remember just taking my boots off, coming back from the chow hall, and chow tent.
Chow tent.
And for me, on my experience, that was the first time for me. I was a vehicle commander, and I remember begging our chain of command to let me do it. And this was my first day ever,
yeah.
First day on the job, if you will. And I remember so many feelings rushing through my body, and like trying to remember, okay, dude, I've got to worry about myself, all the gear, and then I've got two other guys in my truck. I have a gunner and a driver that I need to make sure have all their stuff. So the drive out there, unbelievably crazy. Couldn't see anything. We're trying to follow each other on Blue Force Tracker, which is a GPS. Constantly looking like the snake game, going like this in and out, and finally we get to the crash site. So Rodriguez, what I really wanted to dig in deep with you tonight is talk us through your deployment and this experience. I think we all can agree has been a life-changing experience for all of us. Can you share in as much detail as you're comfortable with about that night?
Certainly. Yeah. I think like Matt said, we were getting real close to the end of our deployment. I mean, I think we had like a month left, so they always say before you go to a combat zone, your first couple weeks in country and your last few weeks are always the time, they say that are usually the most dangerous for units because, people lose sight of the mission at that task, they're complacent, and I think for us, we had been there 5 months and, it was kind of like a daily repetition. I mean, we did different things, foot patrols and standing guard tower and, just different little convoys around the area and stuff. But, yeah, so basically the last month, October 26th, I was on fire watch. As Matt said, we just took over from one of the other platoons. And I drew straw for fire watch, and it was I think it was 2 a.m. I think we were doing an hour or 2 sits out there, and I just sat down and, out there, we all had our iPods back then. We had them little tiny iPods,
Yeah.
Some of us were fortunate to have the ones that were able to play a little bit of movies and stuff, but, music was a big thing out there for us.
Yeah.
I think everyone had their own blend of music, and, that's where I actually learned a lot of different music from, different from my taste,
Yeah.
So I had my iPod in my hand, I had my earbud in, and I'm sitting there on QRF, and I'm just walking around out there in the I forget what we call it, in our motor pool there, and we had these big hooch tents with the trucks all stationed in there, and you're just basically sitting there. For people that don't know what fire watch is you're in charge of watching your gear and your equipment, make sure no one messes around with it. So I'm watching our stuff, listening to some music, and loud explosion goes off. Now, at that time, not many of us knew what, mortar sounded like, but I assumed that's what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And I run out of the hut, the garage looking thing, and I remember, hearing that explosion over my music, so I knew something was going on crazy. I grabbed the radio, run outside and look up over the concertina wire over the Hesco barriers, and I can just see, huge flame ball in the sky, probably like, a mile off base. And it was so big, it lit up the sky.
Yep.
And that's when we got the call, QRF up, QRF up, QRF up. So, I had no idea what was going on. All I know is my job now is to run back to the hooches, wake everyone up, tell them, let's go, get your butts to the trucks. We got a mission at task, So I run back, and I yell, I'm top of my lungs, QRF up, QRF up. I reached up, flipped on some lights, and everyone's sitting up out of bed, like, like, what the hell, it was new for us because we never really had a QRF up mission, the whole time. So I remember guys jumping up, trying to grab their stuff, most of everyone's in their skivvies, and, so they're trying to get dressed, and, we run back out, and as Turner said, we got to go blackout. So I was actually the gunner in Vic 1. So I'm point. And, our Sergeant Cruz, he didn't really have any details of what was going on. He knew all what Rainmaker told him, that, there was a crash outside of the base. And so I remember bouncing, in the turret, bouncing along and getting out there, and really it was a night of unknown feeling. It's hard to describe, the way, it's hard to describe a feeling of how I felt, because it was just a mix of different feelings, man. We go out there and, we provide 360 security around a crash site of 2 helicopters, Marine Corps helicopters. They were doing a mission with the Green Berets, I believe. And Huey and Cobra, one helicopter took off and the other one went to take off right after it. And, I guess the mishaps happened, and it's a very unfortunate event, that unknown feeling. I didn't know what what I was getting myself into. I didn't know if I was gonna die that night. I didn't know if I was gonna lose a brother that night, and it just so happened. We lost 4 brothers that night, and it's a night I always will remember. Every day I wear my KIA bracelet for the 4 men that we lost, 3 captains and a corporal Marines. We got out there, and the Green Berets landed back down, and as I said, we provided a 360 security around the crash site, and basically, I believe a couple of our guys dismounted, and first instinct as a Marine is you're trying to help your brothers, so that's when I think a few of our guys started trying to see what they could do. I think there's a big flame in the middle of the desert going,
right,
and we were looking for survivors, and I do believe we did save 2 guys believe it or not, out of
the 6,
out of the 6.
Rod,
So,
let me ask you real quick. I just want to back up. Coming up over the, let me just paint a picture. The crash kind of happened in a wadi. It was in low ground. So just picture an old dried up, huge riverbank, banks on each side. And the crash happened in the middle of the wadi. Anybody has any type of combat senses, any low ground's really, really crappy. Can you explain or try to find that and tell us that first experience when you came up over the berm and all of a sudden the crash site was visible to all of us, and as we looked down to the right, because you were technically the very first one to have your eyes on because you were high up.
Yep.
Can you break down that vision and what you felt?
Yeah, man. Well, first off, as I said, the Green Berets were there, so your natural instinct and what you're taught and trained is to always have your eyes on a swivel. And at nighttime, it's especially difficult, because especially when you're riding blackout. So you got MVGs on, and I remember seeing a glowing flame out in the desert, and I seen a bunch of bodies standing down there, and I seen a bunch of lasers flying, and I didn't know what was going on. I yelled down to my sergeant, should I go should I go condition 1 and get ready or what? And he's like, no, Green Berets, there's army here. So, coming up over that berm and seeing that big explosion, a big crash site, I was 19 years old. Ain't never seen anything like it in my life, and it's hard to explain, like I said, the feelings, because I had just a variety of feelings that night. I was more along, ready to do what I had to do as a Marine, in case something was to go down, serve and protect, but also, being there to help people and save people in a sense, so. For me, coming up over that hill, it was just, crazy. I mean, you seen a big explosion and like I think someone said earlier there, it's a see, a visual, a smell, it's something that you'll never forget. You'll never forget, I mean,
was there one specific, I think I have one specific memory or thought of that night that sticks with me. Is there one specific one, Rod, that if you don't mind sharing, that sticks in your head?
Yeah. Mine was first thing in the morning. I believe the sun was coming up, and we had rummaged through the crash site. We sent 2 Marines back to base that were still alive, and 4 other Marines that didn't make it. And I think what really stands out for me that whole night was, putting a Marine on a stretcher, and we wanted to get him out, out of laying in the open in the desert, and get him into our trucks. And just seeing a burnt human You know, it's not something, you know, delightful to see. I mean, you know, and for it to be someone that, you know, you call brother, you know, whether we knew him or not, you know, we didn't know these guys personally, but, you know, all Marines are brothers, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, that really hit home with me, you know, and that's one visual, you know, I'll always remember is helping grab that, you know, that stretcher to pull him up into the back of the MRAP. You know, I was in the lead Vic with the big MRAP. So, and, yeah, I mean, just to see someone's flesh and their uniform, you know, burned halfway down their body. And, you know, I mean, from their waist up, just disintegrated. I mean, it's just a corpse, you know, and I'm sure you guys have some very similar visuals to that, but that was a memory of my night, you know, that really stands out to me, you know, into that morning is getting them guys in our VIX. And then I think we waited a few hours and, you know, just the smell, the aroma of flesh and you know, of some, it was, you know, a horrible smell.
Can you
And
can you express the anger you're feeling at this moment?
yeah, man, I mean, you know, 4 guys or 6 guys all together, you know, just doing a mission, doing their job, you know, and for something like that to happen to them, you know, they're over there serving our country, and you know, in a blink of an eye, it all changed for them, you know. And we had a little bit more to the story. We had a Taliban element, you know, approaching our paws at this crash site, and you know, that's when our levels changed. You know, we went from trying to rescue people to having a Taliban platoon size element coming in on our location with 10, I think 10 to 12 Marines. So, you know, I was ready to go. You know, these guys just lost their lives. You know, I'd do anything for, you know, for them, for you guys. You know, my aggression was high. I was ready to go.
Mhm.
Uh,
Can
but
you take that aggression and then kind of take us into um hour 48 of standing guard and you're up. You've experienced you know, getting our brothers out of harm's way and off to safer lands. Now it's 48 hours, zero sleep. We've pushed our security a little further out. Where's your head at, and what's going through your mind as you're sleep deprived? What was one of the hardest things to deal with mentally?
uh, mentally, you know, we find it all challenging at times when you have the lack of sleep to, you know, stay focused to the mission, you know, at task.
Right.
You know, I remember, you know, you came over from your Vic, you know, and we're checking on everybody, you know, making sure everyone's staying focused, you know, and I'm a gunner, so I'm up in the turret. So
Yeah.
my responsibility is staying awake, staying focused, watching for anything coming towards our paws, you know, our position. Um, you know, it was a challenge for them next couple days, you know, just as you said, we didn't have no sleep. It was a very difficult task, but you know,
Yep.
it's mind over matter at that point. You know, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You know, and I think that's, you know, it was a tough time. One of probably the toughest experiences and positions of my life. You know, you want to, you know, to rebuttal and basically go to war because I mean that's what we were there for. That's what Marines do. You know, and you know, you just wanted to get back at the Taliban. You wanted to do whatever you could, you know. I mean, tough, man, tough.
Yep. So Rad, obviously, I mean, when you're talking about this, you know, we can obviously see physical and emotional effects that it's taken on you. Can you take us through the process of you getting out of the Marine Corps and how you coped with those physical, emotional effects that it had on you. What did you do to cope and deal with that stuff?
Yeah, well, getting on the Marine Corps, you lose things such as structure. Now you're back to being a civilian where you have the luxuries and freedoms to do things without having a chain of command to tell you that you
Right.
can't do something. For me, I'm not thrilled with some of my coping mechanisms in the past, but they got me through. And I think there comes a point where we got to forgive ourselves for doing what we needed to do to survive in them times.
Yep.
And I chose alcohol as a way to cope when I was feeling down, when I was feeling happy, whatever. I used alcohol as a way to cope with things, and that put me in a very bad situation. I mean, I had a lot of good times drinking and having, a good time, but more so long, I ended up getting a couple DWIs getting out of the Marine Corps, and, it led to other things such as, doing drugs, trying drugs, and it became a habit, it became something normal to me.
So what was the point in between there where you decided these habits aren't good for me? They're taking me down the wrong path. Did you hit a rock bottom? What was that defining moment where you chose to change?
Yeah, man. I mean, more along next week will be 2 years I've been sober, and so 2 years ago, I'd say was when I realized, well, it was I embarrassed myself, let's say, after a night of drinking, and it wasn't the first time either. It happened occasional other times before that, but it was at this particular moment where, I scared some people I love, and I said, I'm better than that. And the people that I love most, and, my family, my fiance, my kids, my friends, they all deserve better. So, it was at that point where I said, it's enough. I'm done drinking. I'm done using drugs. Cocaine was my choice. And, there were some instances before that where, I knew I had to quit. I was coming in real lows in my life, depressed. And the only person I knew that could change that was myself. I knew your mindset is everything. If you have the right mindset, you can work through anything. You grow, you change, and you keep pushing with whatever you want to get through. And that's what I did, man. Yeah.
So where are you at today? Tell us where you're at today with that process, and tell us some of the healthy coping mechanisms you're using now as opposed to in the past.
Yeah, man. I'm in a way better place. I want to thank both of you here on live for, reaching out to me and being a valuable asset to my life in my recovery. You both have helped me, and I just wanted to thank you guys on this live feed for what you guys done for me, for pushing me to use your benefits as a veteran. You served in a foreign land. You sighted that dotted line to protect your country. You experienced trauma that obviously affects your life. You guys opened my eyes to that. And what now? My healthy mechanisms that I use. I honestly, right here, the Bible.
Awesome.
I try to go to church as much as I can Sundays.
Good.
everything you need to know is in this book right here. There's a story for everyone in there, that whatever difficult situation in life, you can get through and learn something from that book. I'm not pushing religion on anyone, but for anyone out there that, you know, is finding or wanting a different way to get by with things, I think if you dive your nose into that book, you'll be all right. But for me, yes, I use that. I'm a really big hunter. I like to go coyote hunting at nighttime with some badass thermals. So I do that. And, you know, now I have my own son. He'll be 11 months old here coming up in September. So
awesome.
he keeps me pretty occupied. You know, I love him to death, and I'm glad for God bless me with him. So, I mean, that's the basic things that I do. You know, my circle that I used to hang out with, you know, I made it smaller. You know, there's only a handful of people now that I hang with. You know, I think that really helped me, watching who's in your circle. And I go to the VA. I go to the VA. I know a lot of people don't have, you know, great experiences with the VA, but if I could push out a piece of advice, you know, if you're not happy with your local VA, if there's other towns around you, you know, other counties that you can go to that have a VA facility, you know, branch out there, reach out, and find someone you're comfortable with, a counselor. You know, for instance, in my case, I did go to the VA when I first got out, and I was not comfortable with the lady that I had as a counselor. I felt like she belittled me. She made me feel bad. And you don't need that as a counselor, you know? So, I mean, I moved to a different county now, and I have a new counselor who's awesome, who relates with me so well. You know, he's always got good words of advice and wisdom. You know, I see a psychiatrist a couple times, you know, every couple months. So, those are my mechanisms now for, you know, my healthy mechanisms now, you know, that I find, you know, helpful for me. And I think, you know, as I said, there's other veterans out there that are struggling right now, you know. Don't give up, you know. As I said, you grow, you change, and you keep pushing, you know.
Right.
And if you need help, reach out to these people. Reach out, you know, guys like Matt and Andrew and you know, there's so many other good people out there. There's different programs. You know, you can't be scared. And that's what it was for me, is I was scared. You know,
was that your decision to stay sober ultimately? Like, is there a level of fear that you have being scared of getting sober again? Almost like does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
that fear keep you in line?
yeah, it definitely keeps me in line, knowing, you know, you thinking back at those points in your life where, you know, you did what you had to do, you know, to deal with whatever you were going through at the time. And for me, you know, it was a whirlwind. I had a lot of failed relationships, you know, indulging and getting myself in the wrong crowds, you know, that people that I shouldn't have been around, you know. I think your relationship with yourself is the most important factor. And, you know, if you want to, you know, have healthy relationships with other people, you know, not just a significant other, but friends. And I didn't have that with me. I didn't have that trust, that confidence anymore. I was scared, you know, and I think, you know, ultimately, if I would have stayed on that path where I was at, you know, just a couple of years ago, you know, I really don't think I'd be here right now.
Right.
I was going down a bad path real fast, you know.
Do you think do you think you hated yourself?
I didn't hate myself, but I hated a lot of decisions that I made, let's say, you
So
know.
while you were going through those decisions, you hated that you were making those decisions, but kind of just on a ride.
Yes. Yes. I think, you know, there's in my experiences, there was like no sense of feeling, honestly, you know. that's how I was. Didn't have a lot of feeling, and I struggle with that today still.
Oh yeah.
I don't show a whole lot of emotions towards others, towards other people's feelings. And, I think, just realizing that, you need, if you want to continue your life and have, people, a healthy relation with these people, that, you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drove me, and I mean, ultimately, finding out that I was going to become a father, that really helped me. I know
that was cool. That was a year in, right? Like almost like a year into your sobriety, you learned. So that was a good,
awesome.
Like,
it kind of, kicked me in gear for the second year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
awesome.
Yep.
Well, listen, dude, I can contest. I remember, screaming at you when you first came in the Marine Corps to clean your room, to training to go to Afghanistan with you, to the workup, to brotherhood outside the gates.
Yeah.
And I've seen you through your kind of spiral downhill, and I've also had the pleasure of seeing what
My
you've
good
been
and
able
bad.
to share.
Yeah.
But we also got to see a lot of the come up of you, man. And so I personally just want to say you've become a phenomenal person.
Yep.
Your growth, even in the last several months, has just been great. I think you're a person that self-reflects now, and I don't think that person existed before in you. But back to that, not to talk about it again, but back to that night, dude. I appreciate you sharing. Matt and I were on a podcast a week ago, and last week we talked about it. That was the first time we started sharing that story. And we're like, man, we don't know if we did it justice. So we were hoping that just coming on tonight, being able to share the parts that you did share felt a little bit better. And we're obviously always here for you. But I want to ask one more question. If you have to leave our audience tonight, whether they're our brothers and sisters in arms or just supportive civilians watching, is there a message you have for anybody listening that may be struggling with something similar that you went through? Could you give them any words of encouragement?
Yeah, I mean, and for anyone struggling, I'd say, keep steer the course, as we always say now. It's going to get better. And there's always someone out there that will listen. Whether you believe it or not, there's always someone out there that will listen and help you get through them times. There'll be that shoulder you need, that ear to, listen to you. I think, having the very few people that I do, I got to give, as I gave a shout out to you guys, I got to give a shout out to my fiance for being there for me. Over these, we're coming up on our 3-year mark. So
awesome.
Being with me for these last 3 years, she's, changed my whole road, and I know I'm not the perfect person, and I still struggle with things, but it's all right here. It's all right here. If you keep your mind right, and you believe in, as I do, in the good Lord, and have a little bit of faith, I think you can justify and push through a lot of these tough, struggling times. There's people out there to help you, and I hope veterans or anyone that's listening tonight, they push out to the people they need to. If you're struggling with addiction, whether it be alcohol, drugs, whatever, or anxiety, depression, there's people out there, and I hope you guys push out there, reach out to someone, and talk to people, and eventually you're going to lead right down the right path where you want to be. I'm proud of myself.
Phone lines are now open.
All right, Romeo Battery. Listen, if you want to say what's up to Rodriguez, look down the bottom of the screen. Give us a shout. 410-773-9858. Again, the lines are now open.
Phone lines are now open.
I want to say, caveat off of what Andrew was saying. I'm so incredibly proud of you, man. It's dealing with those emotions and everything that comes with traumatic experiences like that is so incredibly difficult. And, I love what you said about forgiving yourself, because that's huge, man. Like, understanding the difficulty of what you were facing, and like you said, you did what you felt you had to do to cope with that. But you changed, and it's fantastic, man. You put your child first, and you refuse to take that step backwards. And I'm just I love you, and I'm proud of you.
Hey guys, I love both of you guys, and I'm proud to share tonight, with both of you guys. You guys are both there for these experiences, so I know we all us three right here could definitely relate with the other, 8 or 9 guys that are there too.
Here we go.
Hello, thanks for calling Disarranged. This is Andrew.
Hi,
Hello.
Andrew. This is Mama Turner.
There she is, my deuce.
I was gonna say, I'm glad we got
Hey,
somebody
Rod.
to call.
No, I just want to say to Rod, I remember having Thanksgiving with you. You were awesome. You've been at my house several times. I love you, and I am so proud of where you have come. And congratulations on your child. You're being a great dad. I follow you on Facebook. And just know that I am so proud. I saw you when you got out. I know what you went through. And I'm just very, very proud. And I love you. And I thank you for our service. And I thank you for being a good friend to my son. And I'm proud. And just know that you are doing the right thing. And you're doing the right thing by your child, your son. And I know what you went through, and I love you, and I appreciate everything you've ever done.
Awesome. Thank you, Mom. We really appreciate you.
Thanks, Mom.
That means a lot. Thank you for them kind words.
Andrew, love you. Both Andrews.
That's right, Matt. You don't get one.
All right.
I already know she loves me. It doesn't matter.
You got a lot of people that love you, Rod, and have watched you go through your journey. And again, I can't thank you enough for sharing with us tonight all the stuff and incredible journey that you've been through. We look forward to having you back on to give us more, life updates, to go through the story again with us and slowly paint a different picture as you walk through
definitely, man,
your road to recovery, man. So our door's always here. It's always open for you, and coming right from me, man. I love you to death. Matt.
No, just reiterate, how proud we are, and thanks for coming on, man, sharing those thoughts. And I know it's not easy.
I appreciate you guys having me here, man. Ever since you guys open this page up in this new, for you guys, it's a whole new ball game now. You're taking on a lot of different challenges, and every week you guys been performing outstanding. I love the show. I hope more people start tuning in, and we can grow Disarranged into something really big, because I believe you guys are going to get there one day. So I appreciate you having me here, guys. And, I enjoyed sharing this, my experiences. And, again, just thank you guys. I appreciate it very much. And I love both of you guys.
Love you, brother.
We love you too, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Rodriguez.
Tonight's guest.
That was awesome, man.
It was great.
I'm glad we had him on. I'm glad that we pulled the trigger on that and got that organized.
Yep.
We are going to take a quick 20-second break from our sponsors over at Neptune's Plumbing and Heating here in Baltimore. They are tonight's guest sponsor. Thank you very much for sponsoring this interview.
Thank
Dude, first off, shout out to my buddy and his company. They're growing pretty good.
Yes.
It's incredible. So
Yep. Shout out to Neptunes.
Yeah, shout out to Neptunes. I want to let's roll into a buddy check, shall we?
Sure.
Buddy check. A healthy network is a strong network.
That's right.
If you're tuning in for the first time tonight here at Disarrange, we like to call a buddy or a friend or an acquaintance or somebody that we've heard that needs to be checked in on, just to see what's going on in life. Sometimes that little buddy check, as we call it in the Marine Corps, can save somebody's life. So that's why we do it here. I think we've completely adapted it into our civilian life.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Let's do it.
Finally, it did the better ring.
I love the ring. Yeah, it sounds great.
Yo.
Hello, is this Justin Murdoch?
Yo, what up, bro?
Justin.
Jay Murder.
Yeah, this is Andrew and Matt with Disarrange. How are you, my friend?
Absolutely. I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
You doing all right,
brother? I could say no, but yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the honesty.
You could. Yep.
I can. It feels like a little stress in your voice, my friend. But you safe?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Hell yeah.
What's been going on? How's work been going? I saw you on a huge ass ladder putting up, like, what was that, like a 50, was that like a 50 footer or something like that?
2 years ago. Oh, that was like a 100 footer. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh man,
well, my bad.
Not do that.
Yeah.
No way.
I know, man.
Hey,
I'm doing okay, dude.
Hey, Justin. Hey, listen, brother. Keep pushing every day.
You're having a hard time hearing Matt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can't hear him at all.
Okay. What do you mind? I appreciate you taking our call. Do you mind sharing a little bit of where your headspace is at?
Sure. Man, I have a hard time dealing with the whole thing. You know, like me getting out of the Marine Corps. You know, and the way I got out, and that's 12 years running, man. I don't know if I'm going to get any better.
What makes you feel that you're not going to get any better?
I just hate the way that I got out, man. You know?
Right. What do you think about it daily?
Yeah, it bothers me a lot.
Yeah. What
It really does, man. You know, I mean, all of us Marines, man, like we were the best we were the top of our class to go into the branch that we went into, right?
Right.
And to come back home and not have anything to show for it.
That's tough.
It sucks. It blows me away, man. Yeah. But I know I'm smarter than this. but I was also better than that.
And you're better than that now, right?
Yeah, man. I don't know what to do, but I'll figure it out, man. You know me.
Well, I do know you, and I, this conversation wasn't planned. I'm glad it's happening, but I do know you, and I also know that you and I are very wired similarly when it comes to survival, and I
Yes, sir.
think there's a lot of other people out there that are wired just like us, and they're wired to survive the situation and disregard their being. And I know you're gonna get it and figure it out, but I can hear it in your voice, brother. You're struggling for answers. I'm not saying I have them, but I want you to know that I can hear it and feel it in my chest.
Yeah, I know you. I know it, man. I know it. It sucks, man. It sucks so much to like. So right now I'm at my mom's house and shit. Like, and she barely knows when I'm drinking, and I'm drinking all the fucking time. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it just blows my mind on how I can get away with some shit that, like, yo, it's right in front of your fucking face, man. Like,
Jay, let me ask you, brother, are you wanting to get caught by her?
no, but it just blows my mind on how even my own mother doesn't even know how bad of a situation that I've been in.
Right.
My own mother doesn't even have a fucking clue. Not even a clue.
Do you think
Like
there's
maybe once in a while she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know when you've been drinking, but like not really." Like she never knows, man. It blows me away, man. Like I don't know, dude.
does she know any of the trauma that you've been through?
Yes. Well, I've told her, and if she remembers, I don't know. I can't speak for her on that part.
Do you think there's room for a conversation to maybe revisit the trauma you've had and then reintroduce it to the relationship?
Probably, yeah, man. Dude, after tonight, dude, like I really want to seek better justice for myself, dude. Like it's. I mean, I just got done watching you guys' podcast. It was amazing. Thank God, like. And the whole time, like I'm almost like yelling at the goddamn phone, like I'm like, I called it in on October 26th, like that shit drives me nuts, dude. I remember what it sounded like before anybody knew what it sounded like.
Do you regret being the one to get that call?
I mean, I just had all I could do, man, is called in as quick as I could. The COC, bro. That's, dude. At first, I thought it was IDF,
Right.
and then it wasn't. And it's just, I mean, I remember a lot of the rounds cooking off and everything like that, and Sean Early coming and picking me up and now I'm the gunner. And you guys were already on QRF, dude. Like, if I didn't make the fucking call, who knows? It was already a bad deal.
Well, can I share something with you, brother?
Yeah.
One, I appreciate the off the cuff sharing. But let me put something in perspective, Devil Dog. I've got a little bit of you know, you were a seasoned Marine when I had met you. You had already been on a combat deployment. Although rank really never meant shit to us, you and me, right? I always looked up to you in your combat sense. So I have to now take the hat and put it on and retell you that you can what if a situation and everything to death. But where you're struggling, my friend, if you didn't call it in at that time, who knows? That patrol, that platoon size element that was up on the hill in that wadi could have had more time to advance on our position. The fact is that maybe if we didn't have a seasoned combat vet in that situation to forward the call and get the call put together and get shit moving, maybe it could have affected a whole bunch of more people than 6 families and 6 people
sure.
and 6 kids. So I'm sorry you're hurting. It hurts me that you're hurting.
Sure. But nobody believes me, man. Like I was on the phone with like Seth Nevins like a couple years ago, bro, and like he fucking like they were just laughing at me. Like bro, I called that shit in.
Yeah.
The COC didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And I got laughed at by one of my goddamn brothers, man, and it ate me alive. So, you know, not only did like the whole thing fucking humiliate, I'm so sorry you guys had to go out there and fucking deal with that shit, dude. But to be laughed at,
yeah,
well, the whole reason why you guys are even there, it blows me away.
Well, listen, brother. I appreciate you sharing. Are you somewhere safe tonight?
Yeah, man, I'm all right.
You're not no driving, no nothing crazy.
Oh, dude, no, fuck no. I fucking well, Andrew, I totaled my car at the end of last month.
Jay.
Right into the woods, dude.
Did you get another one?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't give a
No,
fuck
man.
about car. You're okay?
No, man, but I don't know how the fuck I walked away from it, you know.
Well, dude, listen, man, I'm going to be real with you right now. I don't care that we're on here. I'm going to be real with you, brother. You're fucking going to kill yourself, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jay?
Yeah,
like, listen, man, listen to me. Like, I'm not berating. You know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fucking fan of yours, dude. Come on, dude. What are you doing? We want you here. We need you here. There's a lot of people that look up to you. And I promise you, anybody that served with me and went to Afghanistan looks up to you. And that's a lot of fucking people. There's not one person that doesn't look up to you, dude.
all right.
We need you here, dude. I'm not gonna yell. I'm just a passionate person, dude. But I don't want to see my friends hurting.
Dude, I want to stay on the phone with you forever, man. Like, I know. Bro, I fuck up, man. I know. Right.
I want to have you on. I want
My
to call.
fucking-
I want to.
My fucking heart hurts, dude. Like, it ain't, like, I don't even know, man. Like, I'm struggling like a motherfucker right now, dude. I'm struggling so fucking bad that I don't even know what to do. you know, and my heart hurts, man. I mean, I have fucking chest pain. I just don't know. But I know that I'll be okay. I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
Will you?
Because there's a higher power out there that's wanting me to do something better. If they're wanting to kill me, they were already done that shit.
Jay, I hate hearing the pain in your voice, buddy.
Dude, man, I'm just embarrassed, you know.
You don't have to be embarrassed. There's none of us. I can promise you right now, none of us think any less of you of any of your situation. You were brought to us for a reason. It does. All that shit doesn't fucking matter anymore, dude. We've been at it. It's done. It's over with. None of that shit matters. What matters is getting you out of this fucking hole and rut you're in.
Right.
None of the boys, dude. None of the boys think any less of you for what happened, dude. Let it go. And I know it's easier said than done, dude. I gotta let some shit go too. So please don't take how I'm talking to you in any other way than fucking respect.
Right.
You do it to me, and I know that, and I respect you for that.
Yeah, and we need to talk more, man.
Done.
We need to talk more. Like I know you text me, man, buddy check shit, and you do sometimes. Like I am not answering you at all. You know, like I don't answer anybody though. You know.
Why?
I don't have an answer right now.
Do you feel that you have to be somebody you're not when you answer the phone?
No. But I feel that I'm not the person that I really am.
So do you think that by answering the phone, there's a level of accountability that has to take place?
Yes, sir.
So, and I don't say this in a negative sense, brother. So we've got an accountability issue we need to address, and we gotta peel that onion back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Bro, like it was like fucking last week, man. Fucking Matt called me.
Well, remember we're on live. We're on live right now with Matt.
With Matt?
Oh no. We are not on live with Mac, but we can talk about that offline, brother.
Yeah. I want you to talk to me from here. Yeah.
No, but you're absolutely right, man. We need to talk more. Jay, I hate that you're hurting, man. I'm glad you're safe, but I'm going to figure something out, dude. I'm gonna figure something out. You'll get an update from me real soon about something. I don't know what, but it'll be something.
All right, bro.
In this moment right now, let me ask you before we let you go. What is there anything that Matt and I can do for you right now?
Just continue to be my brothers, man. You know, like not really. You know, I don't believe in God, so
right.
I wouldn't pray for me. You know, nothing like that.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this. We're always going to be here for you as long as you promise me this right here. Ready?
Yes.
You don't give up, and you don't push the envelope again, dude. You can't be. Come on. This has got to be a give relationship, Jay. You know what I'm saying? We have to hold each other accountable. I didn't know that, and that scares me for you, because it seems that every time we talk, it's getting worse and worse.
Oh yeah, it's not getting any better. Well, it does. It does for a while,
and then you hurl yourself off a bridge.
Yeah, and nowadays, man, it's just alcohol. That's all it is. And alcohol, dude, it'll take me to the end of my fucking day, dude.
Well, then that's why you got to stop talking the language that you're talking about. It's not just alcohol then, brother. This is it for you. This is your kryptonite. It's not just alcohol, my friend. This has got a grasp on you, dude. This is something bigger, more powerful than just. Right?
I know, man. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be hard on you, man. I love you to death, and I want you know that.
The only people I want to talk to are my brothers, like you and Matt and everybody else. You know, like not anybody back home do I want to fucking talk to. You know?
Yeah.
Like it is, and nobody back home knows who the fuck any of you guys are. You know, and that fucking destroys me. You know, like come on. So if they start to realize that, oh, who the fuck is, so who are his brothers, man? Who are his brothers? Well, about damn time you start fucking listening.
Well, hopefully soon, brother, we can change some of that, and maybe it's time for you to rewrite your book back home. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you need a bit of a refresher, man. I'm going to give you my word, dude. Matt and I are going to check in on you. We're going to be talking more often. We'd love to get you involved.
Okay,
yeah, he's we got to figure. We just upgraded our audio, and for whatever reason, sometimes he doesn't come through the best. So, Murdoch, I love you, brother. Matt loves you. Everybody that's listening loves you. Respects the hell out of you, and if you don't remember or hear anything that I've said this evening, I want you to know one thing is that you're wanted, and we need you. We need you here with us, and we need you healthy. And however that goal is accomplished, we are here. Our network is here for you, and dude,
I don't have a car, baby. I'll just run to you one day, man.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna come up with something, Devil Dog.
I'm gonna start running, dude.
You need it in your life, brother. But listen, that's another conversation. Just again, you're safe, right?
Yes, sir. I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right.
Listen, Jay, I appreciate you picking up the call. I appreciate you tuning in tonight, brother. You're gonna hear from us very, very soon. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that.
We love you very, very much, brother, and thank you for everything you've done, and thank you again for talking and sharing tonight.
I love you guys. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
Buddy check. A healthy network is a strong network.
I don't know why we got to figure out this mic. But
wow.
We'll get Justin offline. We need to work on that right now. If you're out there, Romeo guys, you need to reach out immediately.
Yep.
So
it's wow. One again. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. This is why we fucking do this. He picked the phone up. None of that was planned.
No, yeah, you never know who needs something and when.
And
never know.
I'm happy that we were able to make contact to him. I was it's that speaks a lot. You just imagine how many people you have in your inner circle, and just think about maybe something they're struggling with, and that random phone call that could just help them out. Help. Kind of leaves me a little speechless, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? He's still talking, and that's the best part. So,
yeah.
Well, we're gonna get him back.
Yeah, Matt, you have any saved rounds for tonight, brother?
No, I just, other than it check on your people, love on your people, because people are men and women are fighting battles that you don't even know about behind closed doors, and it's very important. If you love somebody, you get out there and tell them and show them.
That's right. Awesome. Well, Matt, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. My name is Andrew. This is my co-host, Matthew Gardner. Thank you for tuning in to episode 35. We will see you next time.
Thank you for joining us. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.